the grouchy goblin. Rachel and Christy spun around. A teeny fairy with crystal-colored wings was sliding down the gutter pipe. She wore a soft blue dress with fluffy white edging. Her wand was tipped with silver, and her hair was in pigtails. "Look, it's Crystal the Snow Fairy," Kirsty gasped. The girls rushed over to her. "Hello again," Crystal called. She looked excited. Teeny sparkling snowflakes fizzed from the tip of her wand. "Look at all the snow," Rachel said. "We think your feather's close by." "So do I," agreed Crystal. "I can't wait to find it, but there must be a goblin nearby too." She shivered and her wings dropped. "We have to be careful. We're going to Willow Hill," Kirsty explained. "We think the feather may be over there." Crystal fluttered down and landed on Rachel's shoulder. "Let's go," she cried, then headed out of the Tate's garden and walked up Twisty Lane onto High Street. There were lots of people around, so Crystal hid inside a fold of Rachel's scarf. Crowds of children were playing in the park, throwing snowballs and building snowmen. They were having lots of fun, but the snow was causing lots of problems too. The girls passed a few cars that were stuck in the snowdrifts. There was other cars that had broken down. A broken pipe at the post office had flooded the road, and some of the shops were closed. "How much further is Willow Hill?" Rachel panted. It was hard work, tramping down the deep snow. Then Kirsty pointed up ahead of them. "There it is," she replied breathlessly. Rachel's heart sank. The snow-covered hill looked very high. As she trudged out of the village, the snow seemed to be getting deeper too. It was almost up to the top of Rachel's boots. "I have an idea," Kirsty said suddenly as her feet sank into a snowdrift. "Why don't we use some of our fairy dust? Then we can fly the rest of the way." Crystal popped her head out of Rachel's scarf. "Good idea," she said. Kirsty and Rachel opened their lockets. They each took a pinch of fairy dust and sprinkled it over themselves. Immediately they began to shrink and wings grew from their shoulders. "Come on," Crystal took their hand. "Let's look to the top of the hill. I can see a house up there." "That's Willow Cottage," explained Kirsty. "It's Mrs. Fordham's house." Crystal and the girls flew to the top of the hill, dodging the falling snowflakes, which seemed as big as dinner plates to Rachel and Kirsty. As they got closer to the cottage, Kirsty spotted smoke coming from the chimney. "That's funny," she said with a frown. "Mrs. Fordham lives by herself. And she's at our house, so who started the fire?" "Let's look inside," suggested Crystal. 3 fairies swooped down and hovered inside a frosty window. Crystal waved her wand to melt some of the frost, making a small peephole. They peered inside. Sitting on the floor in front of the roaring fire was a big goblin, and his hand was in a shimmering copper feather, spotted with snowy white dots. Crystal gasped. "That's the snow feather," she whispered excitedly.